currently have a blistering headache, but I could not wait to come up on here and talk about some Seeking Sister Wife tea that I recently came across. So, Lorrane, the woman that Dannielle and Garrick are currently seeking this season, she actually has a criminal history. It's only one charge, but she has been arrested before. She was arrested back in 2019 for minor bodily injury. So she got in a fight with somebody, and this was handled in this court that handles family and DV cases. So this was either against a boyfriend or a family member. And so she had that, but she hasn't been in trouble since then. I saw a few people speculating that Dannielle had a criminal history, so I decided to do a search on Dannielle. I could not find any charges on her, but sometimes if you get charges, if you get a good enough lawyer, you can sometimes get them off your record. I don't know if that's the case here, but I could not find any evidence. I can only find a bankruptcy from back in 2014 that she filed for. She had a judgment put against her just in February of this year for $3,676. So I'm not sure exactly what that is for, but she has to pay up to somebody. And Garrick, we just talked about his book that Dannielle announced he released in my last video. Here's her post, and she revealed that this is just his first book of many. So this man is trying to become like a full-time author at this point. After I saw this cover and I saw the way that Garrick talks about himself in this book, it's clear that this man really thinks he's God. Like, Dannielle has this man's head so big. And Dannielle actually helped write part of this book. It's not just Garrick's book. It's like a collab that they did together. The book, A Woman's Blueprint for a Godly Marriage, so far has 5 reviews in total, and they're all 1-star reviews from what I'm assuming are all people who purchased the book, because they all talked about their experience of the book. Not because at first I'm like, okay, maybe it's just people leaving reviews because they don't like Garrick and the situation from them on the show, but all these people were talking about parts of the book that they didn't like. So I think these are all verified purchases. It says here 3, but as of now it's 5, and we're going to look at all those reviews. But this says it is a look into marriage from God's design and his blueprint for a blessed and joyful marriage. The devil hates marriage and seeks to destroy it. We will deep dive into the heart and mind of God and how much he loves marriage and how sacred it is to him. It's covenant and holy, and if women will follow the blueprint he has laid out, it will bring immense joy and love and blessing, as it is the reflection of Christ and the church. Rachel said, barf, 1 out of 5 stars. Why is a man writing a woman's guide to marriage? This is the worst couple from Seeking Sister Wife because they do it as pretending to follow God. So disgusting. He sleeps with other women, she cries, rinse and repeat. They're poor kids. The only hope is that they're actually actors and really not this insane. And Stina Ross said, I can't believe I wasted 20 minutes skimming. 1 out of 5 stars. That was awful. I got the book because of Seeking Sister Wives. What was I expecting? Maybe some insight. Instead, I got a rambling, unedited, and not in a funny way sermon. And I think that's a great way to explain it, because I read the intro in the first 2 pages of the book, and that's exactly what it was giving. It was more of like a sermon. It really sounded like he was talking as he was God. The grammar is atrocious. The point is non-existent. The way Garrick builds himself up as amazing and Dannielle talks about herself as a horrible person is disgustingly on brand. My favorite passage is when she says that her former pastor encouraged her to divorce him. Ooh, that's some tea right there. My second favorite is where he went to Brazil for a month to be with a second wife because she got mad at home. Oh, babe. Oh, my goodness. Disappointing as a fan of the train wreck. Even more disappointing as a form of literature. Valerie Nelson gave it a 1 out of 5 stars and said it's not worth your time. If the authors want to be taken seriously, then they should at least start with proper grammar. And I mean, with AI and Grammarly and all the things that can help you with your grammar nowadays, there's really no excuse. I mean, just run it through one of those before hitting publish. Then they say they need to start with proper grammar, punctuation, and spelling. Most of the book is quoting scripture, and it rarely ties into the author's thoughts or ideas. It feels like they're trying to convince the reader that they're correct and use scripture to prove themselves right. It would have felt more genuine if there's an authentic tone presenting their experiences in a way that invites the reader to deeper thinking and reflection. While they also claim that the man is the head of the woman, they have no accountability or responsibility that this position would hold with that claim. This book highly focuses on the woman and her role of submission to the head. This approach is often seen and experienced by members of cults. And I just said this in my last video that they're giving cultish behavior. They focus on the obedience of the people that are lower in the hierarchy of the cult instead of focusing on the crucial role of leadership and the impact this has on the hierarchy. Scripture is often twisted and used as a placeholder to fill space while never being clearly explained. This was a painful read that I could not finish fast enough. Then they get another 1 out of 5 star review from Leslie. She said, absolutely terrible. If I could give this 0 stars, I would. The level of emotional, psychological, and spiritual abuse that is prevalent throughout this monstrosity is shocking. The grammar is horrendous. There's no clear logic or steady stream of thought process evident in the entire piece. This should be titled A Narcissist Man's Blueprint to Abuse and Imprison Women with Spiritual Religious Trauma and Control. You know, and all the reviews are saying pretty much the same thing. They have a part on the Amazon site where you can buy the book, where you can look at a sample and you can look at the intro. It lists all the name of the chapters, and then you can see Dannielle's first few pages and Garrick's first few pages. I don't feel comfortable showing the pages. I don't want to get in trouble for copyright purposes, but I will read a few parts. You can look at this yourself and just look at the sample part on the Amazon website where they have their book if you want to do it on your own. But what I found interesting with Garrick was his opening sentence says, with me having 2 wives, he admits him and Lorrane got married, and he says, I had my other wife and she was really struggling. So he mentioned that pretty much at first that she wasn't on a good path and that she was turning from God and going the other direction. And I don't like this. I don't like him trying to explain Dannielle having feelings of jealousy and struggling with the polygamy thing. I don't like how he's trying to make it out to be like she's ungodly because of that. I don't know the proper term for it, but it just feels like religious, emotional manipulation at its finest. And then it's just a lot of him just throwing out a lot of Bible verses to try to justify what he's explaining. And it, like the people who reviewed his book, there's really no clear direction or plot for this book. It's just him just trying to justify his behaviors, and he goes on and talks about how you just need to be willing to surrender your life to God and your husband and do as he wants. And just like that one woman said, they make it out to seem like a woman just needs to submit to her husband and her life is going to be happy and she's going to be close with God and go to heaven. And then this is Dannielle's part. She says, Garrick and I have been married now for over 15 years by God's grace. We've had a lot of struggles, but the key has always been keeping God the center of our life. With each day serving the Lord, He's caused us to change and grow individually with our relationships with Him. Through our own personal relationships with God and being renewed in His Spirit daily, we've grown together as husband and wife. By His Spirit, we have been united. Garrick, his parts seem to mention a Bible verse every second or third sentence, but Dannielle, she waits till the end to quote a few Bible verses, which I like that a lot better. She said, remember, it's God's job to have your husband teach you things. It's his job to do that, and you need to learn. And that's pretty much it. There's a few other pages, but I'm pretty sure that's where my headache I have started, was trying to read the samples from their book, especially the Garrick parts. Dannielle's wasn't as bad, but Garrick's parts, oh my god, it was a hard read. If you guys want to see me buy the book and do a full review, let me know, but I don't know, I just feel like it's not going to be a lot of things as substance. I feel like it's just going to end up being a video, it's just me, mainly me ranting and complaining about the book if I end up buying it. But let me know if you guys want to see that. But let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.